Hey, hi folks. I am back with very interesting topic and also a very interesting tool which would help you in your learning process, especially being your learning assistant, right? It helps you break the complex topics into smaller topics and helps you in the entire learning process, right? So what you see on the screen is a recent memo which was shared by Meta CEO Zuckerberg around personal intelligence. Right. So last day he had shared a video around this Facebook where he spoke about his perspective on the entire super intelligence lab he's building and the vision for it, right? So this is the entire memo which talks about it, right? So you can hear some of these things here. Not sure if this would hit copyright, but like, right. So this is the entire video where he talks about it. He last day released a paper around this as well in terms of the glimpse of what is the plan of Meta in order to releases super intelligence. So how do they think about this whole personal super intelligence, right? So you could see in the last day, couple of days, you were seeing a lot of news in terms of they were building the super intelligence lab and they were hiring people left, center, right. So this is all part of the super intelligence team, and last day he revealed his vision towards it, right? So if you read through this, you could understand that the entire superintelligence vision is directed towards a very different kind of a world that he envisions. And he's talking more about it, right? So when you go through it, right, you could see that like the kind of topics that he has shared in this, the kind of vision he has shared is like too deep, right? Like it's not very easy to understand or break down, right? So some of the things that I do in order to break these kind of complex topics down and brainstorm with it is I use a tool called NotebookLM, right? So whenever I am given very deep, complex topics, I definitely go and read through it. But beyond that, in order to brainstorm with it, understand that topics in more depth, register in my memory. This is one tool that I used to use to help me in this learning journey, right? So let me show you today in terms of how these kind of complex topics can be broken down. And right, so in this case, it's a very small piece of article, but this can be used as a reference to show this demo, right? So you can copy paste the article, go to something like notebook.llm, create new. Here you can upload whatever sources you want. In this case, it is going to be a text I have copied. So other than that, like if you want to break down a complex video or a bunch of Google Drive documents, all these things can be uploaded. Like one or multiple documents can be uploaded and analyzed. So in this case, I am trying to break down this entire research paper or the forward vision of Meta, and I'm going to copy paste into Notebook LLM and going to insert it. And the tool will take a little bit of time to process this, but once it processes it, you could start engaging with it through chat, through different options, right? So they also give a couple of options on the right hand side panel. So what you see in the middle is the chat box where you could kind of brainstorm with the tool in order to understand what this paper is all about. So let me just quickly show you how you could probably interact with it, right? So I'm going to ask you, hey, help me break this complex paper into simple summary a 5-year-old can understand, right? So by doing this, I'm trying to break this whole paper into a small summary, and try to first understand, hey, what this paper talks about, right? So let's look at it first. So it like essentially breaks it down. It says that imagine a magical helper that lives in a computer and it's getting super smart, like the smartest helper in the whole world. Regular computer, it's called personal super. And here's what the super smart helper can help you do amazing things. It can help you do anything you want. It can even help you do. Yeah, so it just essentially summarized it to me and said that, hey, like super intelligence for Meta is basically giving power back to your hands, where we kind of enable you to be super intelligent with certain amenities or like certain tools or things, and make you far better than who you are today and help you reach your vision goals and stuff like that, right? And they in fact also talks about it is very different from the vision of other companies where they are trying to build and automate things and remove humans as much as possible and give the things to like robots and machines, whereas they say that like the whole super intelligence vision for them is to enabling an individual, right? So they are kind of envisioning their vision very differently from the other and kind of differentiating themselves from the other companies and saying that, hey, like this is how we think about Meta, right? So that's essentially what the paper talks about. Now, if you go into the mind map, like there's a feature called mind map where you could see the entire topics which is written in this entire research paper or memo which is shared by Mark Zuckerberg, right? So let's look at it, right? So yeah, so the entire paper is now broken down into a mind map, and it talks about different ideas that is specifically written in the document, right? Hey, like what is the current status and future about super intelligence for a historical context, impact on humanity, Meta's vision, right? Future interaction, all these things are something that it talks about, right? So it further helps you to create a mind map about the topic in terms of how the tool could be used. So I have previously done a bit of research on it, and just few questions. I'll just show you all those things, right? So you get to see it, right? You can in fact also create an audio overview. Audio overview is nothing but it can also generate a podcast about this whole topic in a way that two people are talking about this, right? Again, an easier way to help you learn about it, right? In fact, like they have also come with a new feature called a video overview where they kind of create a complete video around this whole topic based on the inputs you provide, right? Let me just quickly play that, right? It's very interesting where they just break down the entire concept for you, right? Like in terms of how this whole vision is being spoken by Mark Zuckerberg, right? Like the entire concept. Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, so this entire paper breaks these things down in terms of very simple terms. In terms of the entire paper, it breaks the complex topics down. It explains it really well in a video presentation and help me learn this topic like I have one of the best teachers out there, right? So this is a very interesting tool. Do check it out. Like one of the other use cases in which I use this tool is also, for example, let's say last day I had this insurance whole document that was shared by my broker with me once I took an insurance for my family and myself. and I wanted to basically check out, hey, what all features are there for the insurance? What all features are not there? What are some of the blind spots I might not be seeing about the insurance, right? Which I should take care. I just uploaded this into this whole tool, and it essentially helped me understand that entire insurance thing, which had like 50 pages, in a very, very simple way, right? And also enabled me to ask different questions to it, right? And it cited references to the document and gave answer to each and every single question, right? Again, everything in very like few minutes or seconds, and helped me understand the whole things, which would have otherwise taken me hours to probably read and stuff, right? So very interesting things. I think they have also recently come up with this feature called featured notebooks, where essentially it shows some of the featured notebooks shared by other people, which are public, where like a lot of these artifacts are uploaded, and you could probably brainstorm with it to understand some of the ideas, right? Again, few of the use cases for which you could use Notebook LLM, right? So it's an amazing tool, essentially really helping you in terms of learning complex topics, breaking it down, understanding, and then like registering in your mind, right? So do check it out, and let me know in the comments in terms of how do you like this tool. So see you.